It's time to get on up with Jam and Renee. And here's your hosts, James Arthur M. and Renee Culver.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Backchannel, the only place where you can listen to, watch, and chat live with your very own host that you are looking at, listening to, and you are watching Get On Up with Jam and Renee. I am your breakfast jam for the morning, James Arthur M.
Good morning. I am Renee Culver. Jam. Happy Tuesday to you.
Tuesday.
And
Yes, absolutely.
So
Happy
many
Tuesdays.
My goodness gracious. Now I would also love to say happy Tuesday to the Get On Uppers. Do you suppose they'll participate, or do you suppose they're all going to leave and be like, Renee, we're not, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Well, first and foremost, we got it. Now we're actually on the chat. Now the chat's live. I don't think they were able to communicate because we had blocked them out. But good morning, Get On Uppers. We've let you in. And now you can say good morning to Tuesday. Look, there it is. We've let the floodgates are open. Marley's saying hi. Stacy saying hello. Banana. I love it. I love a banana. I love a banana, Stacy. In my smoothie. Stacy already knows. Stacy already knows.
Of you. Now, Jam, I've been dying to know this whole time. What's going on in that smoothie? What are we doing? What are we putting in there?
Well, I will tell you. Oh, pineapple. There's no pineapple, Marley, in my smoothie. But before I tell you about that, I will put a pin in it. First question of the day. Renee's already asking, Jam, what's in the smoothie? But can we say hello? And Doug just joined. Renee, can you please do a good morning roll call
nothing more
for all of our Get On Uppers here?
Tuesday, so many twos in the date to Verona. Oh wait, I start in the middle. To Gliss, Amanda, Deborah, Verona, Chancellor, Sunny, Marley, Bella, Abraham, Jessica, Stacy, Jennifer, Nathan, Jennifer Lopez, Cole, Unicorn, and Doug. I'm so excited to see all of you. You guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday to you.
Happy Tuesday. Yes, I love it. You know, I love it when, if you're wondering why we keep saying Tuesday, we're not stuttering. Though it sounds like it's not a stutter. Actually, it's if you look at the date, it is 2/22, 2022. I mean, don't you love it when the date Get On Uppers? What are your thoughts? Do you like it when the date does something fun? You know, like I feel like we used to have that a lot back in what do you think, Get On Uppers? I love it when, like, you know, back in like January. Wait, was it? No. Yeah, January 2nd, 2003. That was a fun one.
1, 2, 3.
2, 3, right?
Yeah, right. 1, 2, 3. I also think it's a palindrome, which means it's the exact same date, forwards and backwards, and that has not happened since November 11th. 2011.
Oh, see? Yeah.
Renee
was marking her calendar that she's like, wow, we're not going to get another one of these until, and the next one, happy palindrome day. Yes, that's right. Your next one isn't until March 3rd, 2033. So there we go.
Right.
There it is.
All right. I love it. And if you aren't sick of that, I got more information later on the show if you want to hear about it. If you want to hear about it, you certainly don't have to.
Of course we do. Renee's got the information. And then, look at Tim also dropping a fun day coming up. March 14th. You know what March 14th is, Renee?
Happy Pi Day to you and yours.
Okay, there it is. Yeah.
Now, I know that because the whole reason that got me out to Los Angeles in the first place is my high school sweetheart went to Caltech. And Pi Day is because it's based off the circle pi, so 3.14, and then they keep going. I stop.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Well, but also Tim just put the date in there for me, so that's how I learned such a thing. When I tell you that is the most celebrated holiday of Caltechers, you must believe me. You must.
I do. I wouldn't doubt you for a second.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt you for a second. So Get On Uppers, if you're new to the show and you want to get involved in the conversation, you want to ask also what's in my smoothie, or let us know what your favorite dates on the calendar are. First segment, what's your favorite date on the calendar? Hot topics. Allie, just in time. We're talking about our favorite dates on the calendar. I know.
Allie, so happy to have you.
Tuesday. But all you have to do, it's interactive. We want to hear from you into your Echo or Excella which say that backwards and you'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Excella or your echo. And you say is the magic word. You go say. I love a palindrome. Say, my favorite day is June 6, 23,
Yeah.
85.
I love it. I love it. I
Special
love it.
someone's
I
birthday.
also love names that are palindromes. They make me so happy. So if you are Hannah, I would love to hear from you. A name backwards and
Oh.
forwards. Come on. Wait, is that a palindrome?
Bob. Good old Bob.
We love a Bob.
Yeah.
We love a
Bob.
Bob.
Love a
We
Bob.
love it.
I love everything about a Bob. I love a name Bob. I love a haircut Bob. I love a bob and weave, like my favorite boxing move. I mean,
you heard it
go
here
wrong
first.
with a Bob.
Jam
Can't
loves
go wrong
Bobs.
with a Bob.
It's good. It's good to establish these things of what because when your birthday comes around, you just sort of when you're making friends with somebody, you gotta just sort of pick and choose little bits and pieces. So like, oh, they love a vanilla latte, they love bananas in their smoothie, they love a Bob. So that when your birthday comes around, June 23rd, I can present you with all Bob themed gifts.
Can't wait. Don't forget. I can't wait. Can't wait. Oh, and Stacey, when is the dance holiday? You said don't forget. I will not forget, but I need you to remind me when the dance holiday is. Really quick check in, get on uppers. How was the weekend? Good, bad, angry, sad, delightful. Whatever word comes to mind. If you want to tell us what you did this weekend, feel free to shout it out in the chat. Renee, quick highlight of the weekend. How was it?
Oh, so good. I went to a wedding. So good. But honestly, was that the wedding was pretty great. The wedding was pretty great. I also watched all of Euphoria and a little bit of a tease. I watched my very first in a series of 28 Marvel films.
That's right. Yesterday, since we were off, we weren't able to kick off our Marvel movie Monday, but we are starting it off today. So today, Renee and I will be reviewing in timeline order the first Marvel movie in timeline order, Captain America, the first one, as Renee calls it.
Captain America.
It's actually called Captain America, the first Avenger. But there we go.
Found myself feeling bad for the person who works at Disney Plus. I'm just like, they put the title in wrong. Bless their hearts. That's fine. It's okay. It's all right. I'll send a little note.
Look at this. Doug's favorite calendar day is October 21st. Doug, is that your birthday? I'm curious. Or is that just a fun day? Like 10,
it's a good day.
21.
It's a good day. Happy birthday on the 20th.
We need a calendar of Get On Up our birthday so we don't forget. Stacey's is coming up. It's in March, right, Stacey? Is that a fever dream? Did I make that up?
That's an impressive memory. That's very impressive.
But if Stacey's like, it's in July, I am way off, you know? Like,
well, but you had a 1 in 12 chance and you did your best.
It is Doug's birthday on, I was so
October
right.
21st.
Doug's birthday is on October 21st. Sarah, make a note. We'll do a digital cake.
I love it. Marley's is January. Let's do it. Yes, I want all the birthdays.
And just remember, correction, Marley is actually Molly, and we can't figure out how to change Molly's name. So just lock that one in there. Locked in. Yeah.
I got it locked in. Jam. I want to hear about your weekend. My goodness, do I want to hear about your weekend? You want to tell me now? You want to tell me a little bit later?
There's no time. We got to get to the next segment. So we'll just go on pins and needles. I'll give you a little, let me see. I can do a Reader's Digest version. I took my nephews to the zoo. 1 and 3 rode the train. I have to tell you, Get On Uppers, when's the last time we went to the zoo? Thoughts on the zoo? Zoos, in my most humble opinion, are depressing. They are depressing. The animals, especially when they go in the winter, they're sleeping. They're in like these fake environments. They're not as huge as they really would be if it were in the Sahara. A lot of times they're by themselves. It's just a real depressing experience. I don't think I'll be taking any more children to the zoo ever again. So there was that, but they're 1 and 3 and they just like running around. They're more interested in running around in the park of things. And then I went on and then Tim says that prefers the aquarium to the zoo. I would agree. There's more there's more space for them to do their thing a little bit,
How do fishes
What?
swim, Jam? How does that
They
go?
do
Let's see
this.
that. Oh, that's
I've
okay. Yeah,
seen,
that's good. That's a good fish.
yeah.
It
I
is
gotta
a
get in there.
spot on impression that I was just like, I didn't know we had an aquarium feature here. All of a sudden,
Mhm.
I'm just looking at a full blown aquarium. I
Oh
love it.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. If we've got a lot of zoo fans out there, don't want to yuck anyone's yum. Just not the biggest fan. Just not the biggest fan.
No, you are
Um,
preaching to the choir. You get it.
Great.
I
So I then I went on a date this weekend, and I I'm going to set this up. So I went on a date this weekend. Someone I had met on a dating app years ago in a different city. And do we have any dating app fans out there? Anybody
woo,
else go on a date?
woo, woo,
So I went on a
woo, woo.
date. I said yes. I usually don't. Too busy, but it's like, 4-day weekend. Let's do it. Let's go for it. Um, and then I said, Sarah, can we do this series of texts that I sent my colleagues here at Get On Up about my date? Do we have these screenshots? Let's see if we have these. All right, so we have this journey here. So I sent a text to Renee and Sarah. I said, you guys, this guy is. So I went on this date. We totally hit it off. It was really
Love
great.
it.
And so I said to them, I said, you guys, this guy is flying me to Amsterdam for the weekend. I'll be back in time to do the show. Is this crazy? Sarah goes, ooh, wow. And then I say, he's
Mhm.
apparently an heir to the diamond business or something. Sarah goes, be safe. I reply, I know. He did mention that he has some enemies, scared face. But wow, the way he was paying for everything last night. I mean, come on. Sarah goes, okay, this sounds exactly like the Tinder swindler plot. And then I say,
She got
how could I
close. She got real
how
close.
could I
She got real
how
close
could
to
I
knowing what you were doing. Yeah.
I
She
say
touched
to
it.
her,
Yeah.
how could I refuse a private jet? Okay, then it goes, and then we go, what? And then Sarah says, ooh. And then I go, I haven't seen it yet, the Tinder swindler. And then Sarah goes, it might just be a coincidence, but in the doc, the guy says he's a diamond heir and has enemies. And then I reply, oh. Oh, and then Sarah goes, and he always pays for everything. I mean, it could just be a coincidence. And I go, I'm sure it's fine. And then Sarah goes, not trying to yuck your yum. Sorry if it came off that way. I'm so happy for you. You should go have fun. And then I say, well, he does have this business partner who is giving me some weird vibes. Sarah's like, but rich people are like that. And then I send her a photo of the Tinder swindler
Great.
sitting on
Great.
the private jet.
We
And I'm
love
like,
it.
here's his business partner. And Sarah goes, all caps, James, OMG, Tinder swindler. She sends me all these articles about the Tinder
Sure.
swindler.
Yep. Yes.
I just want
Good
to say,
friend.
yes, I watched the Tinder swindler, obviously,
Okay.
as well this weekend. Did anybody else? I know, Renee, you've seen it. You had to have.
No, absolutely not. No.
Renee,
I know. I
you're
will.
on Tinder a
I know.
lot.
I know. But I am also a savage. Nobody gets in. I am the pickiest of daters. It's pretty,
Oh.
it's considering what this looks like. You should lower
No,
your
take it
standards, my
back. Take
friend.
it back. Sarah being a good friend. I don't think so, producer Sarah, back there in the booth. Sarah almost in the Tinder swindler, there's in the Tinder swindler, I like the same thing happens to the women's friends. She texts them, she's like, should I go? He
Right.
always takes them to Amsterdam, flies them away on that first date, shows them this lavish lifestyle. And some of the friends are like, oh, I don't know. And Sarah was one of those friends who was like, go for it, just be safe.
Now listen, you read the text and the tone with which you were texting, but I think tone in text is difficult. And so when you said, oh, to you, maybe to Sarah, what she was reading was, oh.
No,
And she
that's
didn't
how I
want her
meant
friend to
it.
be sad. She
No,
didn't want her
that's how
friend to be sad.
I meant it as like, oh, like I'm taking it in. Yeah.
Okay. But I also, as somebody who watched a ton of MTV, I'm sure you remember the early days of Punk'd, that when people are bewildered, they're like, oh, okay. And your cognitive problem solving and observation of the situation is diminished because you're being met with emotion. So I think she just
Yeah.
wanted you to be happy.
Anyways, failure on the Get On Up team. I could have
Damn.
gotten swindled.
My
I could have
goal
gotten
for this
swindled.
show is to say something and for you to listen. It is my goal. I'm going to get there someday. I'm going to say something and you're going to pay attention the whole time. I believe.
I was listening. I heard the
You were
whole
reading the
thing.
comments.
I am not. Okay, well, Renee, there's a lot of things that are happening. I'm checking what's coming
Yes,
up next.
I understand.
I'm reading
I know.
what Sarah's
I
saying.
know. I
I'm not
get
as
it.
good as you at
I
doing all the things, Renee. I
get it.
wish I
I
can get as good as you. Clearly,
deeply
I'm not a good
respect it.
actor
You
because
are
I
the
can't
very
listen.
best actor, the very best actor, and I love it. I love it beyond measure. It's my favorite thing in the world. And Get On Up, you can see this, you know this, that the show would fall off the track immediately without Jam keeping us on the track. Because I'd just be like, "There's a bird. You guys want to see?" Was what the show would be if I were in charge. So thank God
Well,
for
thank you,
you.
so Renee.
Thank God.
I think that you should be in charge, and I thank the goddess every day for you. I'm just gonna repeat the last of everything you say, so you know. All right. So I get on it. So we do have some comments. So Doug's like, no dating app for me. I get it, Doug. Yeah, I could have gotten swindled. Don't worry, Stacey, you're not missing anything with the Tinder swindler. Renee's not watching it either. So
Said somebody
I
who
do
hasn't watched
think
it, but I'm sure it's fine.
he has swindled so many people. I don't think one documentary is enough. I feel like it should be its own sort of Scientology series where they like
Yeah.
keep interviewing people who've like escaped. Because he
Yeah.
like $10 million he like got. Anyways, Renee, as
What's
someone who's
the
on Tinder a lot, I think you should
Yes.
watch it as a cautionary tale.
as to know. But again, I'm savage. I don't somebody can come to my door with flour. No, like you can do the most innocent, sincere thing. I'm like, what's your angle? And they're just like, I was just trying to be a human in the world. So I am highly suspicious of everybody in a way that has kept me single to this very day. To this
Mhm.
very day. I had a friend who said something so comforting last night that she was like, "We're single because we won't settle for bad people," which is kind.
Oh, there you
It's not true.
go.
It's not true.
You're
I'm single
single
because I'm too
because you
picky.
won't you're too picky.
I'm
Okay.
too
All
picky.
right.
I'm too
I
picky.
don't think good. You know what you want. Well, Stacey, thank
Thank
you for saying that you think I didn't fail. Yeah, so don't worry. Here we go. All right. So let's just jump right into it. We're running a little bit behind schedule. We're gonna make up some time. We're not even gonna tell you what's coming up on the show today. We're just gonna
Okay.
see what comes up.
Surprise.
Let's do a quick treat yourself Tuesday. So today is Tuesday. Get on uppers. What are you going to treat yourself to today? Or maybe even this week? You're like, you know what? This week I'm going to treat myself to X. And that is the thing that's going to help guide you through today, through this week. What are you going to treat yourself to? Renee, what are you treating yourself to as we wait to hear from the Get on uppers?
Gonna say, because I think treat is usually sort of synonymous with like
You going to the dentist again?
relaxation. No, I'm not. I need to. I actually have a dentist appointment that I can't make today. So I'm gonna have to reschedule. I'm almost done. Of my 5 appointments, I've got 4 done. So I've got that last one. I gotta get that last root canal. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. It's fine. I get root canals, but it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that doesn't sound fun.
It sounds awful. Yeah.
Okay. I thought you just had the one cavity. They just are you
No.
sure?
Oh, no, I've
Sometimes
had
they keep maybe they're just jacking you up. They're like, oh, don't like when you go to get your
Probably.
car fixed.
Yeah.
When you get your car fixed.
But I told them to do as much because I got a new job. So my old job, I had to like exhaust my insurance on it. So I think they were doing everything that you could possibly do. But I don't know what I did or what face I made. But my last time that I was there, they have a TV on the screen for children, and they turned it on for me. Oh no! So I was given some sort of panic vibes that they were just like, "Here you go, honey."
Oh no! What did they turn on? Was it like
I got
the
to
Wiggles?
choose. I know, right?
Okay.
So I watched Destination Vacation.
There you go.
So it's
That's
highlighting
nice.
various
Take your
vacations.
mind off of things.
Various
Okay.
vacations.
Wait,
But
what is the thing?
yes,
What are you actually treating yourself to?
what am I
What
treating
was
myself? This is going to sound
yes.
nuts, but life is feeling chaotic. I can't seem to get all of the things done, so I'm just experimenting with different routines. So I'm gonna write out a bunch of different morning routines to see how can I get it all done before 6:45. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
So treating
Wishing
myself to
you
that and going out to dinner with a friend.
Well, that sounds lovely. That's
Thank
the
you.
real treat. That's the real
Thank you.
treat. Then okay, there it is. Bury the lead. And then Tim has a question since you are a
Yes.
frequent visitor to the dentist. Do
Yeah.
they still have Highlights magazine at the dentist?
Tim, this is such a good question, and I wonder if we're all having this, that every sort of universal thing that we all shared has been taken away from us. There's no more magazines because everybody's touching the same thing, and they don't want it. So there's
Get
no more
COVID.
magazines, and they even shut down the Keurig.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, those are also bad for the. Those are also
That's
bad for
true.
the
It's also
environment. So
terrible
I
for the
think
environment.
it's
It's
okay.
also terrible for the
Um,
environment, but no treats before the dentist?
Well, I
It's
know, yes.
upsetting.
But
I
we are
know.
seeing, let's see, we got some people who are gonna treat themselves. Molly's gonna treat herself to some guacamole and chips right
Yes.
now. So kick
Good.
and treat yourself Tuesday off right now. And I think Doug, weren't you also gonna get some chips and guacamole? That sounds like a great Tuesday to me.
Yeah. What are you
You know
doing?
what? I'm gonna go to bed early, treat
Yeah.
myself to that. And I think
Yeah.
I love scandal type shows. I love cons and cults. Like I love it.
Yes.
Give me the C's. Give me the C's.
Okay.
The
I love
C's and
it.
a C. C's and a S. As I started watching Inventing Anna, which is about
Oh, yeah, what do you think about that?
heiress. The
Right.
heiress. I saw the documentary. There's a documentary called Generation Hustle.
Right.
That her story was on one of the episodes on, and the documentary was great. And I'm excited to explore this story even more. Of similar to the Tinder swindler, this heiress who conned a bunch of people into thinking that
Right.
she was really rich, and they ended up
Yeah.
giving her a bunch of money. So,
And,
Stacey's
Shonda
not on my boat.
Rhimes made that for us,
Yes.
right?
Who
Which is
did
great.
Scandal?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Shonda
and I
Rhimes, who did
think
Scandal.
she's just got that Midas touch that like, it is going to be entertaining and captivating in a way that you're like, "If you can get through the doc, you're gonna love this." I
Oh, yeah,
started
yeah.
watching it, and I'm so curious for someone who watched the documentary and who watches this, because at the beginning, it says, "Everything you see is based on a true story." And then underneath it says, "Except for the parts that aren't." Uh, so I'll be interested to see, what are they elaborating on.
Like, the basic premise is, like,
Yeah,
the true things and the dialogue's probably, made up and where her
yeah,
psychology is.
right.
Stacey does not like scandals. It's okay, Stacey.
It's okay.
I'll watch the scandals so you don't have to.
Well, and wouldn't you
Um,
agree
mhm.
with Stacey that you don't like scandals in real life? Like, you don't like real life scandals, but you like the TV show Scandal.
As long as they're not well, I don't mind if it's a scandal that I'm not involved in. Of
Okay,
course, like a celebrity scandal, give
fair.
it to me. Nom, nom,
Yes.
nom, 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 right?
Yum, 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 yum,
Mm.
yum, 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 yum.
If it's a scandal I'm involved in, I'm
Right.
crying and it's a
Absolutely,
disaster.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yep. All
I
right.
get it.
Well, it is time for it is celebrity birthday
Celebrity
quiz.
birthday.
Happy
Da-na-na-na-na-na. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
ya. I like the run-in you did to it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
I was
interrupt. What
no,
was
I
are
was
you
I was
swimming
you're
into
right.
it? Was this a swim
I
move?
yeah, I was an aquarium. An
Happy
aquarium.
birthday. Yeah,
Right
yeah.
on through you. Just this happens to me more often than I would like it to, is I have a flash memory of something I did in my 20s, and the cringe of it just, like, races up my body. I used to leave birthday medley voicemails for people, but it wasn't quick. It was, like, 3
Mm,
minutes, and it
mhm,
ended in a very only I would know Mickey Mouse song. I need to do an
mm.
apology tour after this.
Okay.
It's a okay,
Oh.
that was just me sort of sitting with, "Oh, boy, that's I'm sorry that I did that to everyone I did that to."
Well, thank you for coming to Renee Unearths Trauma segment. This is really just
Just
Renee
humiliation, yeah,
apologizes to everybody here.
yeah,
All right. Well, it is celebrity birthday time, and celebrities
yes.
have birthdays just like us. So we're not going to celebrate their birthdays, but we're also going to quiz
Okay.
you on some information about these celebrities.
Thank you.
So you can get involved in the conversation. Molly's here, Aaron is here, and we are ready. Doug is here. I mean, the whole team is
We
here.
love it,
I mean,
we
I
love
just
it,
was
we
saying
love
they
it.
just joined just in time. Stacey's here, Tim's here. All these folks are here to help Renee figure out
Yes,
the correct answer. So
she will not get it on her own.
today it is Drew Barrymore's birthday, turning 47.
Oh,
Turning
we love it.
47, has her own talk show as well, and proving that you can be a child star, a little bit of a mess, and you can still bounce back.
You sure can. You sure
Get
can.
it
That's so
together,
exciting that
Corey Feldman.
all of these little sweeties who we're going to be celebrating today have the 222 on their birthday. That's cool.
Oh,
That's exciting.
they are having the time of their life today. They're like,
I
oh, it's
wonder
time.
if it's like you know how they have your golden birthday is when you turn the age of the date. So
Yeah.
I'm September 10th. So my 10-year-old birthday was your golden birthday. But I wonder what you do to celebrate your palindrome birthday if you get one of those things. It's exciting.
If you're so lucky. Wow,
Yeah.
you burned through yours. You remember your 10th year? Was it a good one?
No, everybody told me it was my golden birthday, and I was like, I peaked too soon. I panicked. I had my first panic attack on my golden birthday.
Oh, good. Well, it could have been worse. The poor 1-year-old's born on January 1st.
I
Oof, no,
know.
no, no.
Bless them. Bless them.
All
At some
right.
point, we'll need to
Here,
hear about your 23rd birthday. Moving on. Yes, sorry. Focused. Mhm. You
all
were
right,
on a
it's Drew
train, and
Barrymore's
I'm just.
birthday. It's Drew Barrymore's birthday. I'm making up for lost time.
Get it. I get it. I get it.
It's Drew Barrymore's birthday. All right, here's your question, y'all. What lead role did she turn down? And instead, she took a smaller supporting role because she knew it would be more shocking. Can you name the film and or the role? Can you name the film or role? So she was originally offered the lead, and she was like,
Okay.
no, 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 no. Let me take this smaller role because it'll be so shocking if I take this role.
Gosh,
instead.
okay, get on uppers. I need your help on this. Was she
What do we
offered
think? Get on
ET
up
and she
first.
was like, no, Gertie is gonna floor people. What do we think? What do we think? One of my classmates. Oh, happy birthday to your classmate, Molly. I could use some help with. Okay, what Drew Barrymore movies do I know? I love Wedding Singer. I think that's my favorite Drew Barrymore movie. But she
Okay,
had the lead in that.
we're not
So.
just going through what our favorite Drew Barrymore
Well,
movies
because
are.
I was trying to do process of elimination.
Rolodex. Rolodex. Looking,
Tim says
we get-
Sydney. Tim, is that a movie or is that her character?
so look
Is there
at
a
the
movie
whole
called
thing
Sydney?
No, look at the whole thing Tim has said. Tim has
Okay.
sent you
Oh, wait,
two
Tim.
messages.
Oh, okay. Tim. I bet you turned on enough cam. Oh, and Scream. Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay, yes, let's go with that. Let's go with Tim. I'll always write Tim. And Aaron says, I don't know the answer, but I'm still not over Santa Clarita Diet being canceled. Listen, Aaron, when you're right, you're right. Do you want to start a petition together? I bet Aaron does. Together, we'll
Ooh.
bring it back.
All
Bring
right,
back Santa
there it
Clarita
is.
Diet.
Oh,
Bring
and a
back Santa
protest.
Clarita
Oh,
Diet.
okay, there it is. Why don't we'll just do a protest every day? Get on that protest, and
Thank
we'll
you.
go.
I
And to
do
Tim's
think
credit, he's also naming the character, Nev
the
Campbell's character,
character.
Sydney. So he's
Yeah.
giving you the name and the character. Are we
Yeah.
gonna go for it?
This seems right. Let's go with that. Yes, Tim's always right. Scream, Sydney.
Boom, 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 boom. That is correct. Tim is always right. She was originally offered the lead role and instead took the first person killed off. And it was so much shocking because she was the biggest actress in that film, attached to that film. And she's killed in the first scene. I had to leave
so good
immediately. I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
My dad was like, "You still want to stay?" I was like, "No, we have to go."
Absolutely do not. Absolutely do not. That is
Beverly
terrifying.
Hills Ninja instead.
Yep,
But I love the
that is-
Scream series.
Were you
so good.
ever able to have that kind of popcorn again, or did you always think there was somebody out the window?
I never actually ever had that kind of popcorn, but I never
That's
will.
Oh, well.
Definitely will
Okay.
not.
Not now. Just real quick, Drew Barrymore is often on a podcast that I used to help make, and is the kindest and the nicest and the most generous and such a good person. Just a good person. We love her.
We love Drew Barrymore. So
love
sweet, so sweet. All right, you all. It's also George Washington's birthday. That's why we had the day off. That's why we had the day off yesterday. All right, so it is George Washington's birthday, born 1732. He'd be 290 today.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna do a little trivia about George Washington, but I was finding out so much bananas information about George Washington. We're actually gonna circle back to him for our Fact Friday. GM you lion. It's one of those things of just like, you thought you knew George Washington, but you had no idea. But your question to get you warmed up today, what world war did George Washington spark?
I get on up for what world war did? Because again, we've got two to choose from. Which world war did Washington spark? Do we think it was World War I or World War II? Which would you like to chime in on Get On Uppers? Which one do you think? I'll wait. No, or I should participate. How do we feel?
Yeah.
Let's go World War One. He sparked World
Okay. Yeah.
One. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Great. We're gonna lock that in. No, actually, it was the French Indian War. It sparked the French Indian War. Instead, we'll go into a little bit more, but I don't know, attacked somebody, and it just created a giant war between Great Britain, France. Yeah, this became this giant world war. So good old
Right.
George Washington
We love
sparked
it.
that.
We love it.
All right, I know some people are gonna get this one, so don't worry, Renee. I think you're gonna get it. All right, Jerry Ryan's 54th birthday. Jerry Ryan's 54th birthday. Jerry Ryan.
Happy birthday, Jerry Ryan.
Okay. I will give you a hint if needed. Can you name the long-running sci-fi series she is a part of, and also her character name? I can give you a hint if needed.
Okay. Get On Numbers. Do you want to participate this? Do we think it's World War One? Is that the answer? Do we suppose that it's World War One? Is that the one?
Doug was with you with World War One. Weird
Sure.
question. It's my fault.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
No. That was me being a jerk about World War.
I didn't even give a hint.
Aaron.
Coming in fast and furious. All I said was, what sci-fi series was she on? Can you name her character?
I love it.
Do you see what you're seeing?
Aaron, we've got a Star Trek Trekkie in our midst, and we're so happy to have him because he knows the answer. The answer is Star Trek Voyager. Her name is 7 of 9. 7 of 9.
Wow, you said it like a Trekkie. Oh wow! And I want to say, Aaron, I don't even like I finished the question. Hadn't even I wasn't even done, and he just Star Trek Voyager 7 of 9.
That was gonna be this. Thank God for Aaron.
Yep,
and you were willing to give a hint. Did you not know Aaron was here?
I forgot.
Before you said I'll give you a hint?
I know.
Yeah, but Aaron's here. So we are good. Good.
And
Do
Tim
you
seconded
know
it.
Star Trek well enough to give a follow-up question?
Do you want to give a follow-up question? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay,
no, I don't. But if we've got Trekkies in our mix, then I want to. Okay. There was also a wild.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Okay. Aaron is saying there's also a wild theory that suggests that without casting, Obama would have never been elected. This is wonderful news. Great. Good job, Star Trek.
That's right. Because of, her husband. Yes, you're right. Her husband was that senator in Illinois and got caught up in a scandal, and it opened up a spot for Obama. Am I correct on that, Aaron? I feel like I remember hearing his book, and Jerry Ryan was connected to it. Yeah.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Can I tell you, Aaron, and this is going to break us up. We are not going to be friends after this. I thought that was a Spice Girl.
So you were trying to think what sci-fi series was a Spice Girl on?
Well, it's obviously Jerry from the Spice Girls. So let's see what we can do.
Well. Oh, Renee. Oh, look,
Aaron, thank you. Bless you. Bless you.
Molly just said Jesus in response to that, Renee.
I know. I deserve it. Jesus. I deserve it, and I know it.
She was and Tim coming in hot. She was Cyborg Spice because her character was part cyborg. That's fair.
I love our Get On Numbers. I love them. I'm going to invite them all to my wedding. Good. I love them.
Don't forget, I'm marrying you.
Thank you. Well, yes, obviously.
Marrying you to the
You're
next
the officiant.
Yes,
you're the officiant.
Right.
Okay, exactly.
So
platonically, I get it. Okay.
What a confusion. You get to the wedding and you're like, wait, what? This guy? Fine.
Thank you. And Stacey, I appreciate it. I love that Stacey's like, listen, your stupidity will be forgiven. Now you can't break anybody up by thinking that someone's a Spice Girl. And I appreciate such a thing. Thank you.
Yes. All right, here we go. Just a couple more. Steve Irwin's birthday. It would have been Steve Irwin's birthday. Died in 2006. Okay, name the place he grew up and also met his wife.
Oh,
He grew up in this place, and he
yeah.
also met his wife in this place, and it makes sense. And the name of this place has been mentioned on this show already.
All right. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Get on uppers. I'm gonna need you. I
Short-term
do. My
memory.
instinct is to go with Tim's Sydney answer. Sydney, Australia. That's where he's from. But yeah, get on uppers. Do you know where he was born or where he was raised?
There's just like it's a place you might go to.
Okay.
Uh it's a place you might go to. I don't want to see too many hints.
Okay.
Is it a person, place, or a thing? It is a place. And he grew up in this place, this environment, and in this
Right.
place and environment, he also met his wife. And it's fitting.
Okay.
It's
Are
very
you
fitting
saying
to
the
who he
zoo?
is.
Is that what you're trying to get us to say? They met. He was born and raised in a zoo and met his wife there.
I don't know.
Okay. I mean,
Would
it
you
would make sense. Yeah.
would you ask the late Alex Trebek this question?
Yeah,
Alex,
I
what are you
would
trying
know.
to get us to
Okay.
say?
Okay. I get
Are you
it.
trying to get us to say what is a
Are you trying?
zoo?
Yeah, they met at the San Diego Zoo that Jam has a problem with. Final answer.
It's not just the San Diego Zoo. It's all
Yeah,
zoos.
it's all zoos. It's all
And Molly's
zoos. Yeah.
doubling down a Australia zoo.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So it was a zoo. It was a zoo.
Look
It
at
was in fact a
that.
zoo.
Look
Yeah.
at that. Great. But yeah, no,
Do
that makes sense.
you know what animal he was afraid of? Follow-up question. Do you know what animal he was afraid
Oh,
of?
I bet it's not an obvious one. I bet it's something real cute. Koalas.
Ooh, nice guess. Do we have any other guesses? What do we think Steve Irwin was actually afraid of? And Renee is on the right hint. It's not something scary. It's not something typical.
Yeah, it's probably
Molly came in with
something.
a crocodile.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Yeah, okay. So if we're on the right track, what is the cute? Chinchillas. Oh,
Aaron said
monkeys, Aaron
monkey.
says. I like monkeys. That's good. Monkeys
The
you should be
answer
scared of.
is
Yeah.
yeah, they'll throw your poop at
Well,
you.
no, because sorry, there was reason for that, which I will explain in a minute. Continue. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh, it wasn't just a joke.
Yeah.
Parrots. The answer was parrots. I guess parrots
Aw,
have attacked him more than one time, so he's
buddy.
afraid of parrots.
Oh, sweetheart. Okay. Well, I love it. There was so real quick, as we know, I work at a theme park. I did the animal actor stage show. The monkey didn't like me, and I kept getting bit by the monkey. But I think so. I guess maybe
Whoa!
as a general universal public, we should not be afraid of monkeys. I should not look one monkey, this one particular monkey who worked at Animal Actor Station.
Yeah, don't
And
lump
yeah,
them all together, Renee. You know, it
I
was just
know,
one bad
I know. They're
monkey.
all good.
One
No,
bad
and they're not even
monkey.
bad. That was on me. Honestly, the monkey was in the right. The monkey was in
Did
the
you
right.
not get did you not get out of the magician's box in
Yeah.
time?
Yeah.
Maybe that was
Seems about right.
did
That
you
seems about
talk
right.
there?
Yeah, I'll save that story for another time. But real quick, I want to share a tweet that somebody said about Steve Irwin saying that if ever you're sad, think to yourself that you are the snake that Steve Irwin would discover in the wilderness because he was so
Oh.
sweet. And he's like, look at this beaut. She's a gorgeous, beautiful snake. She's and then would say other nice things. I am not the only one who does impressions.
That was good. I had
Thank
no idea. First of all, that was Renee's first impression right here on Get On It Up. She has released her talent. That was so good. I wish. Why were you holding that away for
Yeah,
so
well,
long?
I didn't want to scare you and be like, Steve, is
You're
that
so back
have
from
you
the
been
dead right
possessed?
here.
Is that okay?
Oh man, we're doing what is it? A séance right now?
Yeah.
All right, we got two more we're gonna burn through here. So we have Robert Kardashian, a lot of no longer with us ones today.
Okay.
Robert slow birthday. Robert Kardashian's birthday, died 2003, famously was a defense lawyer for this famous guy who didn't do it.
A Kardashian? Was he OJ's lawyer who didn't do
Oh,
it? Uh,
there's yeah. Yeah, it was Robert Kardashian and
okay.
OJ Simpson. That is the correct
Okay.
answer. Look at
Great.
Renee. Look at
Great.
Renee doing it up. Yeah,
but Aaron
Robert
and Tim also get credit. They also got it. They
OJ
know.
Simpson. Yeah.
They
I
know.
mean,
Okay.
didn't according to the book, he didn't do it. But if he
They did.
had, yeah. Last one, Julia Walters. Julia Walters. All right, got a question for you, Renee.
Yes.
Renee,
Yes.
you know
Another Spice
musicals.
Girl.
This one's
I
for
Let's see. I don't know Julia Walters, but let's see.
you've seen her work. She
Okay.
left the film set of this movie musical set in order to be named Dame Commander of the British Empire at Buckingham Palace in London. She had to leave, and they came back, and then they sang some song when she came back. They're like, "The lady is a dame."
Aw,
Um,
that's
but
so sweet.
what was the movie musical?
A
What was the
movie
movie musical?
musical. A movie
Do you want me to
musical.
give you a
Molly is
year?
right. Spice Girls World Tour. Yes, give me the year. Give me the year, please.
I 2018. It's a jukebox musical.
Oh, is it Mamma Mia?
Are we locking in Mamma Mia?
Okay, Mamma Mia. Is
We're gonna go
that
Mamma Mia.
everybody? How do I
All
feel? How
right.
do I feel?
You see it, Mamma
Look,
Mia, yeah?
I have the first one, not the second one.
Okay. Well, maybe you should have seen it because the answer was Mamma Mia. Here we go again. Here we go.
Gotcha. That's wild. Otherwise, I would have known. Otherwise, I would have known. So it was in the sequel. She was in the sequel. Mamma Mia.
She was in both of them. She was in both of
Okay.
them. But
Right.
she didn't leave that film set to be named Dame Commander of the
love it.
British Empire at
We
Buckingham
love
Palace.
it.
You know.
You liked Mamma Mia, though, right?
I actually think the second one was better. The second one was
Okay.
actually better. The second one
Okay.
gave you. Do we have any Mamma Mia-ers? Do we have any Mamma Mia fans?
Sure.
The second one was better, and I say this because although it was mostly the B-sides,
Yeah.
it was more of a musical in that like the first one was missing a lot of the dance numbers. Because I went back and watched the
Right.
first one. The second one feels more like a movie musical in the way
Okay.
that they
Now
actually
we're having a good time. Great.
yeah. Exactly. Now we're having fun. Got it.
I love it. Well, happy birthday. Happy Tuesday birthday.
Tuesday.
And there was Les Pierce Brosnan singing in the second one. Also a wonderful, wonderful tip in the jar of See It.
It's true. They were like, "Oh, this was not his strength." Got it. All right.
Certainly
we're
not.
gonna-
But the commitment, but we're proud of the commitment. That's honestly what you
Really
got to
are.
do. You just got to
Really
commit
are.
a little bit. These are so many good birthdays. Was that the last one or you got one more?
That was it. That was it. Renee, do we
Yeah.
have a quick two truths and a lie? And I'm gonna let you take us through
We
it.
sure do. I'd love nothing more. So as you guys know, we're doing a little two truths and a lie to get to know us a bit better. And I think for my sweet get on uppers who have been here for the duration of the show, you know that the way the game is played is you say two truths about yourself and one lie, and then Jam plays it 3 truths and 1 lie. So 2 truths and 1 lie for me, 3 truths and 1 lie for Jam. The theme today is fads that we participated in. And get on uppers, I would also love to hear the fads that you have participated in over the years. I have made it abundantly clear that I am aesthetically oblivious as far as fashion, so I'm not great at participating in those kind of fads, but my goodness gracious, the things that I have done, is quite embarrassing. So for me, I think they're also like just little pockets of things that you got into. I was obsessed with stand-up comedy and improv comedy, and it's already pretty obnoxious. So you were getting the better version of this, but there was a time in my life where I could not have a normal conversation with you. I was always trying to make a joke. I was always trying to find a bit, and to the point where the people that I would date would be like, "Can you just talk to me? Can you just send me a text without a joke at the end?" And a joke, and were they ever very funny? Probably not. So one of the fads that I have participated in is comedy obsessed, and we're all thrilled. We're all thrilled that I have moved on beyond that. So that's fad number 1. I participated. The second one was I am a child of the 80s, so I participated in the hairspray bangs, with which the technique was you take your bangs and you do 4 curls. You do this top curl up, this top curl up, this top curl up, this top curl up. Then you would take a paddle brush, you'd brush it, you wouldn't touch it from there, and then you would just spray it with papaya hairspray, the likes of which no fire hazard has ever seen. It was so damaging, and I could lift the whole poof with just one hair strand. It would move completely. So, Big Poofy Banks is the second fan that I participate with, and then around the 2008, 9, 10s, 2008, 9, 10, 11, I was such an ironic watcher of things that like are bad. And I was just like, "Man, I'm just gonna watch the whole thing anyway because I like doing stuff that is bad and then make fun of it." So I was very, very participatory and ironic watching of things. Jam, which do you think is the truth and the
Well,
other
I
truth
gotta,
and
I
the
gotta
lie?
commit. I gotta
Yeah.
commend you, Renee. Bring out your A game because, like, you brought it. You're like, oh, Jam's not gonna get me this week. Jam's not gonna get me this week. I am really impressed because here's the thing about your hairspray story. Get it
Yeah.
uppers. Which one do you think? Is I definitely think. I do think that Renee was a lover of
Yeah.
comedy. I think all of that is true. I think you're hilarious. I, as your platonic boyfriend, get a lot
Yeah.
of your jokes sent to me, and I'm like, this is comedy gold. I love it. They're lost. Maybe your comedy got better over time. I don't know. I wasn't there in the beginning. Um, so with that, and the second one is if you had an older sister, I would say, oh, that was your older sister's story.
Right.
That's what I was thinking for a hot moment. I haven't seen any childhood pictures with the bangs, but it's such detail, or maybe it was just your friends were doing all that, and you were like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
go
Nope.
play softball with
Absolutely
the
not.
boys.
Thank you. Exactly. I'm gonna go hug a tree. Thanks.
I also just
Yeah.
think that your time is very valuable, and I don't think that you would watch something ironically.
Mhm.
It's a miracle that I'm getting you to do, or you volunteered to watch these Marvel movies. So this is already
Yeah.
a
I genuinely
miracle.
like them. I genuinely like them.
Okay.
Too.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm like, oh God, Renee's like, what did I get myself into?
Yeah.
Get on uppers. Which one do you think is the lie? I'm going with the third one. In typical Renee fashion, the third one is always the lie. Um,
Yeah, exactly. Pick up on it already.
So I'm gonna lock in that one. So I don't think that you're. Why would you waste your time? Ironically, hate watching something. I
Right,
guess.
right. Yes, 100% correct. I
Yeah.
did you guys, and I'll admit you got it. You nailed it. Of course you did. Of course you did. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I cannot stay. It hurts me and makes me cringe in a way that I can't. Like collectively making fun of something destroys me. I cannot
Mhm.
handle a I can't do it. I can't. I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch this because I hate it? Absolutely not.
No.
Or the other thing that I think, those kids would do is, like, make fun of effort and, like, they tried hard. I'm good. That's not my group. Those are not my people. Those are not my people. I will be trying hard for the rest of my days. And then, yeah, absolutely. Hairspray in my bangs. But the 80s, I guess, for me, were like early elementary school. So it is very funny to go back and watch all of these 8, 9, 10-year-olds trying to make their bangs poof in a way that it was just abhorrible, very unattractive. Not that a child should be attractive, but it was quite bad. Quite bad.
Kids
You
gotta
get
look
it.
their best.
You get it.
Um,
You ready to play your 3 truths and a lie, my friend?
I actually, Renee, I heard everything you said. I had two truths and a lie, but I didn't want to not be on brand, so I went
Yeah.
ahead and threw in another
Thought of the
one.
third. Okay.
So 3 truths and a lie, everybody.
Yes,
It's time
thank
for
you.
Jam's 3 truths
Uh-huh.
and a lie. See, Sarah even
Sarah's
changed the
ready. Sarah's
title.
on it. Sarah's on it. Yep.
How dare you? I'm gonna go on a jet with the Tinder swindler.
Okay.
All right. So back in like middle school and high school, I used to rock the rocker look with my Jinko jeans and my wallet chain and studded belt and Vans and metal ball necklace. Yeah.
Okay. 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 All right. We should have brought photographic evidence of all of this. We're idiots. We'll do that next time. Next time we'll show pictures. Okay.
I had quite an extensive secret collection because they're so bright and colorful of Lisa Frank stickers and notebooks. Just like this giant acid trip. Who could
Uh-huh.
resist? Who could
Love it.
resist?
I love it. I love it.
I collected Pogs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I collected Pogs and Legos.
I feel like that's a throwback. Okay.
And then
Okay.
in college, I used to dye my hair all kinds of different colors. Freshman year of college, I would dye it like
Right.
blonde and then like bright red. That's what I would do, and
Okay.
had a pierced eyebrow. That was my college look.
Okay. All right, get on numbers. So
Freshman.
let's use process of elimination because these are good. These are really good. So back when I was talking about the puppy bowl and I was telling you that you could get a puppy NFT and we went on a little like rabbit hole of collecting things. You did say that you collected Pogs, but you weren't super jazzed about it. So does
Okay.
that count as the truth or a lie? Oof.
Mm.
Okay. I believe 100% Lisa Frank. Absolutely. You have excellent taste. Why wouldn't you love Lisa Frank? So that's a truth. The Jenko jeans, Aaron said that you love a Jenko jean. So let's go with that's truth.
He said
And you
he's
dyed
got
your
love for. He said that
hair.
he's got love for Jinko
Oh,
jeans, so maybe
he's
he's
got love for Jenko
leaning
jeans.
towards it.
Okay. Aaron, so what do we think? Do we think maybe honestly, I think it's that first one. Because everything else
Yeah?
seems maybe. Seems
Okay.
maybe. Okay.
All right. All right.
Which and Molly says it's the first one. So let's try it. Let's try
All
it.
right.
Let's try.
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
That was my signature look throughout middle school and like freshman year of high school. I rocked a metal chain wallet up until like probably like I passed college. I had
Adorable.
one forever. I had one forever.
Adorable. Okay. All
Yep,
right.
yep.
Okay. Okay.
The one that was a lie, I did not own a single Lisa Frank thing at
You
all. Are
did
you kidding me? No, I would have
it? Do you
gotten beaten up if I would have
Oh.
had one of those. Like hiding my gay away with Lisa Frank, never.
But
I
did
grew
you
up in the
secretly like it?
90s.
Did you secretly love it? Not
No, it was
really.
a little
Okay.
loud.
Fair.
It looked,
Fair.
and I didn't have the language to address what it made me think of as a kid, but now as an adult,
Right.
I'm like, oh, it's an acid trip. Someone did a
Ah,
bunch of acid and
right.
made these things. Did you have you had Lisa
I
Frank? You
was
had
obsessed with Lisa Frank. I love it. So I mean, I think and that is
I don't want
testament
to
of
yuck your
my
yum.
I have no aesthetic, nothing. I cannot see what is good. I can see what is bright, clearly, but I can't see what is I like okay. A lot of colors are good. So I
Well,
love
you
Lisa
do
Frank.
have it's a little
Genuinely.
like kind of like adult Lisa Frank. Like Lisa Frank does paintings behind you.
Yeah.
Like that's like adult. Like she grew up. Like the
You wanna
one
hear
to the
the
left.
saddest story about these paintings? So I got them from Etsy and because I just love them and they're national
They're
parks and I love national
beautiful. I
parks.
love them.
But then I was sending it to a friend because she's like, "Oh, those are cute." Or no, it was before I got them, and I was like, "Oh, I just got a bunch of paintings for the house." She's like, "Let me see." So I sent them to Etsy, and she was like, "Renee," and I was like, "What?" And the only examples of where these paintings should go was in childhood nurseries.
Oh, that's great. You have the heart of a child. The
I
heart of a
don't know. I
child.
think I just do. I'm not
No,
good at this. I'm
I
just
think
not
it's
good at
great.
it. It's fine. It's
I think
fine.
it's great. Yeah, I did sort of collect pogs or Legos. I gotta tell you, I struggled with this assignment, Renee. Renee always
Yes.
pitches our two truths and a lie. And this was the only one up until literally 2 minutes ago, only one I had written. I had the rocker look, and then I
Right.
had the Lisa Frank as the lie, and I couldn't. I struggled. I don't think I really did fads,
Yeah.
not really my
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Same.
The things I
Also.
do stick and stay, except I
Yeah.
did actually dye my hair in freshman year of college all year. And I got an
see
eyebrow
photos.
piercing. My dad hated it.
Yes.
Would not let me back into the house I needed a place in between summer before the next year was gonna start.
Oh,
I just needed a
wow.
place to stay for a couple of weeks. My dad would not let me into the house.
Wow.
It was every child has that moment where they stand up against their parents, and this
Yeah.
was mine.
How
And
did that
then
resolve? Did you take it out or did you find some other place to stay?
nope, I stood my ground. I mean, I was like
Yeah,
19,
of
20, or I was like
course.
19 years old,
Of
20 years
course.
old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad didn't like it. Oh, it was so bad. He would not let me into the house because I think he didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it resolved. And the eyebrow found its way out. I danced too hard and it fell out
Yeah.
at
Yep.
a dance party.
No,
You got to
this
tighten
is
it. You got to tighten it.
you gotta give it a little bit of a tight. I'm sorry. Did it hurt? Were you okay? Or just fell
No,
out?
it's fine. It just fell
Just fell
out.
out.
Yeah,
Okay.
just fell out, and then
This
it
is
healed back up.
fodder for far too early in the morning and maybe something that should never be discussed, but my body consistently rejects piercings, so it just,
Mm.
like, slowly pushes them out. So two belly button rings I tried to get in the early 2000s, and both times my body was like, You are not cool enough for that." Same with my nose ring. It was just like,
Oh, just get a little
no."
magnetic. Magnetic.
Yeah.
Get on uppers. Do we have any? I don't know. Maybe is this 8 o'clock in the morning talk? Well, it's 11 o'clock for some of you, so maybe it's later in the day. Piercings. Do we have them? Are we pierced? What's happening? Ears pierced, nose pierced, belly button pierced. What's happening?
All the
I might
things.
I might regret that I asked this question. We'll find out. Great.
The jovialness with which you said that was what was so charming to me. Yeah. Well, we'll see. That was a huge mistake. Here we go.
Just might be. All right. No piercings for Doug. We're in the clear.
Okay.
Safe, safe,
Great.
safe, safe, safe. Okay.
Love it.
We're going to get to our Black History moment. We're going to do it real quick here. It's our Black History moment,
Let's
and it
take our
is
time.
Cathay Williams today.
Yes.
Molly's got an ear piercing. Aaron got his ear pierced at Pagoda in the mall in high school.
Great.
Oh, that was so
Absolutely.
interesting.
That's where it should happen.
My mom she was always trying to get us to get our ears pierced for the longest
Yeah.
time, and I was too scared. My brother got it, but I didn't, and I regret it. But I will say my body my body scars sometimes really badly,
Right.
so I
Yeah.
have to be careful with piercings. I get
You gotta be
keloids, as they call them. So
How about that? Interesting. Yeah.
yeah,
It's an
those are those
interesting
guys.
thing to see how all bodies react to such a thing. And then if I may, you please, because you were the captain who keeps this train on track, and we're so grateful for you. But I would love to not rush through this. I love the segment so much, and then we can make up time a little bit later on. I'll take out my today I saws. I'll keep it to one,
Okay.
but please take your time
Okay.
with this because I
All right.
really
Okay.
genuinely would love to hear.
I'll take out some of my today I saws as
Okay.
well. So,
Okay.
all right,
Yeah.
there we go. We'll leave more time for our Black History moment. Thank you, Renee, for slowing us
Yeah,
down.
this is not something to be rushed. We love this. It's everybody's favorite part of the show.
All right. And also piercings. We have a hot topic discussion on piercings, so we don't want to rush through this either. Doug's
Sure
mom
don't.
has both ears pierced, so there that is. I like this. I like this survey. Oh,
I love it.
Stacy would not get there any piercings because it'll hurt. But Stacy, if you've never gotten a piercing, how do you know? How do you know? Any of our pierced people out there, did it hurt? Did it hurt? Did it hurt?
Yeah, it's not as bad as you think it is. Not as bad.
Okay.
I don't
Yep.
think.
Same
Yeah.
thing. Ali is also saying that no piercings. I think the holes just closed because they've not worn earrings in them. So that's
Yeah.
what happens. That's what
Isn't
happens.
it's so crazy how the body's like, that doesn't belong here. Get it
Get
out.
it out. Get it out.
The
And you
bodies.
heal.
Good job, bodies. Bodies are miracles. It's crazy.
So today we're celebrating Cathay Williams, who was kind of there was a Netflix movie that came out called The Harder They Fall, and it was about black cowboys. It was they took a lot of liberties, as we discussed, because we talked about Stagecoach Mary earlier, right? And we showed
Right.
like how Stagecoach Mary showed up in the movie and how Stagecoach Mary was in real life. They took a lot of liberties, and they did the same thing with Cathay Williams. They had a character named Cuffy who was loosely based on this character. And so Cathay Williams they again didn't have the language for it, but back in the day, would it be if Cathay Williams was alive today, it'd be considered part of the LGBTQ community. So they were lived in the early 1800s as Cathay Williams. Cathay Williams was an enslaved worker on a plantation in Missouri, and during the start of the Civil War, Union forces had occupied the city that she worked in. And at the time, the Union considered captured enslaved persons to be contraband, and they forced Williams to work in support in the roles for the army. And so she is known to have been served as both a cook and a laundress. So after the Civil War, on November 15th, 1866, Cathay Williams broke the prohibition that was placed against women serving in the military, and she enlisted in the army disguised as a man using the name William Cathay. So disguised themselves as a man to serve in the Civil War. Never heard of this. Never heard of this, right?
Just real quick, you know who that reminds me of? a certain
Mulan.
Mr. America that I saw yesterday will go at any length to become part. We'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute. But I did see a
Oh,
movie about
okay.
Captain America trying to get into the army. Okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Look at you. Bring it all back to Marvel.
Okay. All
Getting
right.
it all back
I
to
see. Yes.
Marvel. Yeah. All right. I was like, Mulan. You're like,
What are
no.
you talking about? What are you talking about? And
Disney
honestly, we shouldn't
adjacent.
compare a white guy trying to get into the army with this amazing, amazing person. But continue. Sorry.
So there were many women who would serve in various forms of the U.S. military over the years, but Kathy Williams is the first documented African American to enlist, and her friend and her cousin and fellow soldiers in the regiment were the only two who knew and were aware of her true identity, that she was actually a man. So that's pretty cool. And throughout her enlistment, she'd also pass medical examinations. They would like, they had medical examinations and she was always passing them. She was treated for smallpox, but doctors either didn't notice her deception or just declined to mention it. I don't know if they're just like, well, we need
Right.
everybody who can get it, but she,
Yeah.
she had smallpox and got treated for it. They're like, all right, you're good to go.
Okay. Yeah.
So after being stationed in New Mexico, Kathy Williams became ill, and a post surgeon eventually reported her to her post commander, and then she was subsequently honorably discharged on October 14th, 1868. So what I love about this, so again, like, so she had served even past the Civil War. This is her just like serving for her country, like
Right.
just she was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. I want to fight for my country. Kathy Williams did go on to marry a man, but the relationship was short-lived as, he stole her money and a team of horses. So that's not great.
Nope.
She then had her husband arrested, and then she was like, I'm out of here. And she moved to Trinidad, Colorado, where her military service became public knowledge and was published in the St. Louis Daily Times. Eventually, she applied for a disability pension based on her military service, but despite precedent for approving pensions for white women who had served in the military in disguise, Kathy Williams was denied. So that is a little bit of the story about Kathy Williams. Again, there is conversation that she did prefer to actually live her life as a man, and again, just in a time period where that just really is not as possible. But that is the story of Kathy Williams. Who do anybody to get on uppers? Did we know about Kathy Williams? Had we heard about Kathy Williams? What do we think?
I didn't, which I hate. I don't like that I never, if you said who's Kathy Williams, I wouldn't have known, but now I do. And I appreciate it so much. And this is why I love this segment so much, because you learn. In Trinidad, Colorado, come on. That's not where I'm from, but I am familiar with it. So that's nice. I'm from Colorado.
Hometown hero.
Yeah.
Little hometown hero. I wonder if they have a
at that.
statue. I wonder if they have a
Look
statue
at
of her
that.
over there.
Jam, as you talk about all these stories, I would be remiss to not mention the what would you do in the very first segment. I said Normandy. When you were storming Normandy, what would you do? And it just is so that was a mistake. But I think the sentiment of it continues, and that like it is not even on my radar to have the kind of courage and tenacity and just like sense of purpose that these sweeties report had, and it's such a young age to know yourself and to know what you want to do. Like, it's just, I don't know. I think they're truly divine humans that have graced this earth, and that we have so much to learn from. And I am not among them, but I respect them.
Well, especially because I'm with you on that, because hearing this, she had served after the Civil War as well, right? The Civil War ended in 1865, and there's reports of her still serving in the military in 1868, right? So it's one thing I would say to, like, fighting for the Civil War, she's maybe fighting a little bit for her people's freedom and things like that, but this is going above and beyond. Like, this is, like you said, her purpose at this point, and serve and fighting. So I would agree. Yeah.
It's just amazing. I learned a lot. I love it so much. Thank you for taking your time with it, because it's my favorite thing. I appreciate it.
Done anything for you.
The
Ask Renee, and you shall receive.
very
You will
best.
receive it.
The very best. But you know what that did do? It did get us to the top of the second hour. You guys were so happy to be here. Get on uppers. Happy Tuesday to you if you're just joining us for the second hour. The way that you got here, you said to your device, open back channel. And then the way that you participate is you say, I also love Black History Month moment. I love it. I love it so much. Or,
Ooh.
yes.
Nope, you keep going. It just made me think
Go.
of something, but you were in the middle of
Oh.
talking, so I
Well, no,
will
but
wait.
I want to hear. What did it
Well,
make
it
you
just made
think
me
of?
think
Yes.
that coming up and just next week we'll be doing Women's History moments. So
Great.
just when you thought, oh no, it's all the history. No.
There's always history here. There's
Ladies.
always history here. We love it. We love it. We love it. Now, listen, as you know, Get On Uppers, we love to bring you the latest breaking news about an hour into the show. And I might be the only person who thinks that's funny, but I think it's hilarious. Just because at some point there will be like breaking news. Like, give it an hour and we'll get to
Yeah.
it. Just hold on. Just hold on for a tick tock. So today's breaking news segment is called Today I Saw, and it delights me to no end to take a very serious, important subject like what Jam just presented, and for me to come with, have you guys heard about what's going on at American Girl Place? Because I'd love to tell you. The New York Times had an article that came out yesterday. So, are you familiar with American Girl Place, Jam?
No, is that where the American Dolls
No,
are?
Yep. Yeah. So there's these.
Am I right?
Yeah, you're 100% right. You nailed it.
Wow.
Are
Okay.
you proud of yourself? And the reason that I bring this up is because this has been touched on briefly. That I did Biddy Bear's matinee in the family tree at American Girl Place, and I made the costume smell like whiskey. Because I had the job in my 20s.
do
Right, you remember. Okay, yes. So American Girl Place is a restaurant, store, cafe, beauty shop where girls can go to, like, young girls can go to spend time with their dolls. And Sarah is right. This is what's happening. So
And young
during
boys.
and young boys, and however you identify, you are more than welcome at American Girl Place. But due to the pandemic, obviously people were not going to the American Girl Cafe, and so they've had a little bit of trouble getting back on their feet. Nobody's going to the theater, so all these stores exist. The dolls are still popular, but they're having a little bit of trouble. Welcome, one and all influencers. So again, New York Times has done an article that an influencer on the TikTok was just like, well, I'm going to go to American Girl Place and I'm going to sneak in vodka. So they did this enormous party where they did it right, like all influencers do. They documented the entire thing. This TikTok was viewed over 600,000 times, so close to 1 million views, and it skyrocketed the reservations. So now American Girl Place has a little bit of a pickle on their hands that, this has brought back business in a way that is crazy, but it's also dolls drinking alcohol. So how do you sort of sit with both things? So American Girl has released a thing being like, hey, welcome one and all. We do have our liquor license. You're more than welcome to do it. Just so we're clear, it is the influencers that are drinking, not the dolls that are drinking. But it's just hysterical to me that they are met with this conundrum of, well, we do need the business. We do need the business.
I all my years of New York, I've never seen this place. Get On Uppers, are you familiar with American Dolls? Did you have an American Doll or anything American Doll adjacent? What were you getting into, or going to a place like Legoland or American Doll Girl Land? I did not know that they had their liquor license. Is this how you got all their Jack Daniels?
Yeah.
For you to...
No, I didn't know. I did that at Saddle Ranch the night before, where I worked at Universal Studios Hollywood by day, Saddle Ranch by night, American Girl Place by morning.
Wow,
Just
hustler.
She did her 20s well. She did her 20s
did
well.
her 20s so well. Wow, I love this. Renee, you never disappoint in your stories. I gotta tell you, I would have never heard this story. It was not on my radar.
Yeah, and nor should I was thinking, I was hiking yesterday and I was thinking that I do love Get On Up, and I think that is what the show should be called because it's in the morning. But if ever our time slot moves, I think we should switch it to Facts and Fluff. Just facts and fluff. Bring the facts, I'll bring the fluff. Together we'll have such a good time.
So good. All right. Well, I'm gonna. I don't know. This is not fluff. It's a thing that happened. I don't.
Okay.
It's a
All
thing.
right.
So,
Okay.
Sarah, can we put up the tweet from Ray Fisher? Yes, perfect. All right. So, in honor of Black History Month, Warner Brothers, who does DC, so don't worry about any of these characters or names or movies, Renee. We're not gonna
Okay.
watch
Not worrying
these.
about it. We're
Okay,
not
we're not
worrying
holding
about
it
it.
to you.
All right.
But they did a tweet and they were like, Deadshot, Black Canary, Bloodsport.
Yeah.
This Black History Month, we're spotlighting some of our favorite DC characters. Here's the powerful moments and the entertainment they've brought to the big screen. But someone who's missing from this, I don't know, get on uppers. Can you see who might be missing from this? It is Cyborg. So Cyborg, who is played by
Okay.
Ray Fisher, who we've kind of talked about here on the show before as well. He is the one that brought sort of like the racism behind in Warner Brothers, mainly with Joss Whedon. And he said, "Hey, Joss Whedon is acting a fool. There should be an investigation." And Warner Brothers did an investigation, but kind of protected Joss Whedon. And pretty much Ray Fisher as Cyborg was supposed to have his own movie. He's supposed to be in the new Flash movie. And at the end of the investigation, they never really apologized to Ray Fisher. They never really, and that's really all he wanted was an apology. They wouldn't give it. And so Ray Fisher is pretty much cut out of the DCEU universe. And, you know, Ray Fisher's like, or, you know, this month he retweeted their tweet. You could just try spotlighting an apology to the non-fictional Black people affected by your company's racist and discriminatory practices. So,
yeah,
kind of. Wow. He's also called them out before when they, you know, after the murder of George Floyd, put up like, you know, a black square and that sort of a thing. He's like, you again, and it is with these companies and businesses, like they say that they support, you know, equity and equality and, you know, women and Black people or, you know, LGBTQ people, but then their practices or the things that they support don't equal and don't show up. So it's just poor. I feel so bad for Ray Fisher. I feel bad for him, you know, to see this.
As you should. Yeah. That's...
And it's not like he doesn't exist anymore. He still is in both versions of the Justice League. They could have still put up his image, you know, but that probably also would have been bad.
Yikes. Okay. All right. Shoot. I was thinking this. What do I want to say about this? There's news about social media that I don't want to talk about. But I'll just say in general that I want it all to go away. It creates more problems than it's worth. I want it all. Go. Yeah.
But you're a social media darling. And think about this though, Renee. Yeah. What about like the American Girl doll place got saved because of TikTok? You know?
I mean, I get, yeah. I mean, that's not a good reason to do it. That's not a good reason to do it. But you're right that I think good can be done with this this platform. But I think it does more harm than good. And I want it to go away. It just hurt feelings. Look at that.
I'm
we don't want
100% on board. Listen, I barely run my own personal social medias. I'm barely on there because I can't handle it. I personally do think. What do we think about social media? Get on uppers. What do you think? Do we like it? Do we love it? Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Do we have platforms that we like more than others? What do we think? Get on uppers. What do we think about social media? What are our thoughts and opinions of it? Curious. Yeah, I'm with Renee. I think personally though too, because like, we are the product, you know. There's a really great book called 10 Reasons for Deleting Your Social Media Account Now. And it's a very short read. It's like 100 pages maybe, and the audiobook is like an hour. So it's like a podcast essentially. Really, really great book. It definitely slowed, and it's from the guy who wrote it, helped build Silicon Valley. So he's like knows what he's talking about and just how it got to this pathway of where it is. And pretty much the basis is like, we're not ready for it. And there needs to be regulation. Right now, it's the wild, wild west. These companies have way too much power. We are the product. Our data is the product. We should be getting some sort of like cut from it because they're profiting off of like our data and information. And we are being controlled in ways that's a little bit different than like advertisement. Like advertisements are also showing us who's hot and what Tide product to buy. But this is in such a more manipulative way in terms of like even just controlling like what is that information that we're seeing and thought and things like that. So
Yeah.
That's my soapbox. I'm done.
No, it's a good soapbox. It's a good soapbox to be on. Okay, well, shoot. I don't love that story, but I like that you're reporting it in a way just like, listen, no,
No,
no.
no.
You want to go back to
Warner
fluff?
Brothers, no. And
No.
this is why we're not watching the DCEU, because it's a mess,
Mm,
and they've got some racism
and
issues.
it's not as funny.
It's not. It's not. It's dark and scary. But you love a Batman. Okay, you've got a
Yes.
fluff, and I've got a fluff too.
Two fluffs make a right. Am I right?
On 2-2 Tuesday, of course, two
Of course
fluffs make it right.
Of course it does. So funny you bring that up because that is what my story is about. 2-2 Tuesday. So once again, we're just going to go a little bit more in depth on this because it's just, I am just like, oh, that's interesting about the date. But some people take this incredibly seriously. All the news channels are covering it, that it is record breaking for people getting married today and people
Oh my
trying to
God.
induce birth, trying to have the baby on this magical palindrome day. So
That's a bunch
hospitals
of
are being
Jews?
overwhelmed. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So a
Y'all
lot
are
of people,
wildin'.
because people are so methodical about it that they sort of like planned pregnancies to be arriving around this time, and then they schedule their birth, either C-section or inducing,
Mhm.
have all been scheduled today, and that there is so many wedding venues that are they said that they were booked as of 5 years ago. Isn't that crazy? I
Wow.
know. I know.
Who would have on
Um,
a Tuesday? Who would have had the
I know.
forethought of it not
The
have? No.
neither me neither, but just like you said, the 333 that is coming, March 3rd, 2033.
Yeah.
Churches are also being booked for that. So people who love palindromes, like these articles come out saying, "Hey, the next one's going to be here," and everybody gets on it, and they freak out and they try to celebrate this magical day. I didn't know it was that big a deal, but I guess it is.
11 years from now. Could you
I
imagine holding
know.
off your wedding for 11 years? Not that I don't think it's a bad thing, because then you really
Yeah,
see if it's really worth it,
that is
and,
so
I think
sweet
people
of you to
rush
think
into
that the
it.
people that are booking that have their partner. They don't. So it's the type
Oh,
of thing.
wait, Renee,
Yeah.
did you book your wedding spot
Yeah.
already?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Exactly. And I've told the universe you have 11 years. Do not embarrass me, is what I told the universe.
That's fair. Well, Renee, I'm gonna
Yeah.
mark my calendar off for
Okay.
Renee's wedding. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
there.
March
I'm
3rd,
there. I'm already
2033.
gonna be there. It's gonna be great.
No, absolutely not. I don't want to get married on a palindrome. Weird. That's weird. No, it's fine.
I love learning your limits, Renee. I love learning your limits. It's so great.
I'm
Uh,
thrilled for anybody who celebrates it. That's great. It just doesn't matter to me.
well, there's another story that you and I and the Get On Uppers have been
Yes.
tracking, and
Yes.
it
Sure.
is Britney's wild ride of hashtag free Britney. So
Here we go.
look at
Here we
Renee,
go.
buckle
Here we
it
go.
up. What's news? Wow. We reported last week that Miss are you swimming? Are you
Yes,
swimming
I
as a
am.
fish?
Yes,
Yeah.
swimming into this segment. Yes.
A big welcome to Jerry. We are just doing some today. I saw in the news, we're wrapping it up. Our last segment, Jerry. Welcome. Is last week we reported that Miss Spears will be going to Washington. She's been invited to speak in front of Congress for to speak on conservatorships, as she's publicly gotten out of hers, and she will also be writing a book. Miss Spears is going to be writing
Goodness.
a
Good.
book,
Good.
yes. So
Good.
to
Okay.
according to Deadline, Britney Spears landed a multi-million-dollar book with Simon and Schuster. Who I will say,
Nice.
Simon and Schuster, I feel like they give book deals to like anybody, like not like anybody, but I mean like anybody who's like hot. They're like, ooh, write it down,
Sure.
write it down,
Sure.
right?
Of course. Of
Sometimes they
course.
get
Yeah.
themselves into hot water because people are like, why are you giving them a big deal?
Yeah.
I'm out of here. So
Right.
this will not be one of those moments, I don't think.
Okay.
But this comes on the heels that her sister had wrote the book Things I Should Have Said, which Britney has not read the book, but did serve her a cease and desist order with that. So Britney's gonna get her voice out there. So really, I think a book is actually probably the best way for her to go, because it'll be probably incredibly therapeutic. What do we think, Get On Upper? Are we excited about this book? I'm gonna pre-order it now.
Of
I
course
don't
you
even
are.
think it's
Yeah. I
possible.
think we all are. And I think books are um Well, no, because this happens in therapy a lot too, is that it allows you to take a moment to figure out exactly what you want to say. So when you do an interview
Mhm.
or you
Yep.
do a tweet or you do an Instagram, there it is, and you just get up. But book takes a very long time to write, and there is so much editing that gets involved, and people double checking and checking again. So I think hopefully she's being surrounded by the right people who are going to help her say exactly what she needs to say. Um, it should be nice. We'll see. We'll see.
I agree. I
A
agree. I think
giggle
it's great.
from Jam. A quick
No,
giggle. What do we think?
I
Yeah.
just, I, no, I just
Yeah.
thought like you just said, if hopefully she'll be surrounded by the right people,
Yeah.
and if she's not, turns it in, it's just like a coloring book or something.
Wouldn't that be great though? I would love for her to be so and she's just like, F you guys. No, here's your coloring. I honestly, can you DM her this idea? Because it's genius. It's so genius to be like, you don't get my life anymore. You don't get
You
access
don't
to
get
it.
it.
Enjoy
You
this
don't get
coloring
it.
book of my enemies. Great.
Oh, I love this, Ali. You just gave me chills. Ali said, "I'm glad that she's writing a book." Not, I really am. Not a huge fan, but I think it's great that she's speaking out. I love
Yeah.
that. I even like because I am a fan. I love that we can all kind of meet in the middle. It is important. I think we're all, whether you love her or kind of like her, like I'm like
Yeah.
not leaving options for anything else. You love her, you kind of like her, you're aware of her.
Yes.
I think we all can agree this experience that she's gone through, this conservatorship, it's they should not exist, and it's horrific. And it's nice that she's going to get her voice out there after
Yeah.
13 years of not being able to. And like you said, she'll get to really process her thoughts, and it'll my concern for her to do a live interview now is I don't think she's
Yeah.
ready. She would need that media training. She would need, it's hard. It's a circus. She wrote a song about it,
Yeah.
like no eyes on me in a circus.
Yep.
And it's such a circus. There's a reason why you have to do media training. You probably had to do media training at Universal Studios, right?
Oh, absolutely. It was never that big. But yeah, I agree. And I think there's also the environment that's set within those interviews is like I immediately will wilt and cower when I feel like the person asking me the question and in a conversation, I'm just like, oh, well, you don't have my best interest at heart. So I really like the
Mhm.
idea of a book. The thing that made me giggle is, as you know, I love Jessica Simpson and the ongoing feud, and that Jessica wrote a like best-selling book. Like it did really well. So I guarantee she heard this news and we're just like, I'm so tired of my working.
Because like Jessica's book came out with like a whimper and a, oh, okay, cute, like it happened real fast. Renee got it and listened to it, and that was about it.
That's about
And
it.
now Brittany, it's not even out yet, and people are like, oh my god, have you heard about Brittany's
Let me see
book?
it.
And
Let
poor
me see
Jessica
it.
Simpson. We
And if
will
you
be
read Jessica's
meeting.
book, you'll know that she has been in Jessica's or in Brittany's shadows the entire time. Okay.
I would love for so Renee has is one of the few people who've actually read Jessica Simpson's book and listened to it outside of her family circle. And I would love for Renee, maybe you
Yeah.
could take over like one of the Fact Fridays for Women's History Month, and maybe do some like truths and like what's
I
some
love it
true
about Jessica
false
Simpson.
about
I'd love
Jessica
nothing more.
Simpson.
Yes.
Done.
Honestly,
Let's put it on the calendar.
listen,
Let's put it on
she's
the
got
calendar.
a lot of privilege on her side, but she's been through a lot and she's made the
Yeah.
most of it. Yeah.
Well, we can't wait for you to take over the reins in Women's History Month.
I can't. We
Renee
only get
Ryan,
31 days. I cannot use one of them for Jessica Simpson. I can't. But you should read her book and be proud of the stride she has taken to better her life.
yeah, wait, we'll still do our Women's History Month moment. She's not taking one of those slots, but
Oh,
one of
thank
our
God.
Fact
Okay.
Friday,
Oh, I
one of
see.
our Fact
Okay.
Fridays, we'll do Renee Lyon, and we'll do a
Okay.
Jessica Simpson one.
Okay.
She's not getting one of the.
Happily.
Okay,
Okay.
Renee,
I
she's
see what you're
not
saying.
getting one of the Women's
I
History
see what
Month
you're saying.
slots.
Okay.
You wouldn't let her happen. All right,
Yes.
Renee, I think we've
Yes.
made it. I think we are here.
So excited. So
Dun
excited.
dun dun
Yeah.
dun 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 dun
Dun, dun,
dun
dun, dun. Pages, pages, pages. Marvel. Very exciting. Welcome to.
You see
Yes.
Peaches? Was that Peaches?
Is that not what I'm saying? I said pages because to me it looks like a comic book pages are flipping. Is that not
I
what's happening?
heard. Nope, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
I heard
Peaches,
peaches. And I was like, I don't know what's happening, but I love this. I love the energy. Peaches,
Thank you.
peaches,
Pages.
for
No,
everybody.
granted, I was multitasking while I was watching, but the whole system, like it was a peach engineering thing gone wrong, right?
Like
that
a
was a terrible
peaches?
joke, and I don't mean it. So they put Captain America in the tube,
Oh,
and
right, yeah,
so
yeah,
they were trying to grow
yeah.
peaches, and it misfired.
Oh, yep, I am. Okay,
Yes.
so it is Marvel movie time, Marvel movie
Mm.
Monday. So get on uppers. We're curious before we jump in. Did anybody do their homework over the weekend? Who watched or took in Captain America: The First Avenger? As you know, we are going through the entire Marvel movie canon in
Thing.
timeline order. So this week
Whole thing.
was Captain America. Also, Renee, I don't know if you noticed this, but Disney
Yes.
Plus actually has a timeline order for you. You know,
No kidding.
they have it there. So if you get confused on what next to watch, they have a timeline order. If you go to the Marvel channel within your Disney Plus, there's
Right.
you scroll down and one of them is in timeline order.
Really? So,
Yeah.
honestly, to be fair, I did have a hard time finding this. So I guess I
Okay.
was just looking at the wrong thing, and I found myself thinking, I hope they hired Jam because he can put this in the right order for me. But turns out they have done it had I
They,
just scrolled a little bit more.
yeah, you
Yep.
scroll on
Okay.
down. You scroll
All
on
right.
down
I
on the
didn't do
Marvel
that. I
channel.
didn't. I didn't
So
scroll on down.
Renee, this was your first. So this is Captain America: First Avenger,
Yes.
taking place in the 40s. What was your? So you saw it.
I
This
did.
is I think my
I
third or
did.
fourth time seeing it.
Wow. Which is very impressive. Very impressive. So first thoughts as somebody who's not fully, my hope and my
Mhm.
dream is to
Yeah.
have like strong and heated opinions about the whole Marvel universe and be like, well, Captain America would never because of his integrity. Like, I want that to be like how much I
Okay.
care about it. But I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like it's going to take a beat. So and I want to look back on this and be like, I cannot believe that was your takeaway for this initial one. But initially I was like, this is star-studded. There's so many people in this. So I was initially struck by the cast. I can't believe how many famous people they got to be in this. Um, and then on it, my biggest takeaway right now is what was the transformation that is Chris Evans from before he went in the tube and after he went in the tube? How did they do that? How'd they make him taller?
So Renee,
Yes.
I love it. Ollie said, "I heard peaches. Really now? Okay, you heard pages. I heard what I wanted to hear.
Okay.
Thank you, Ollie, for correcting
Thank
me.
you,
Renee, you
Ollie.
were
I
right.
appreciate it.
I
I appreciate it.
peaches,
Pages, pages,
peaches.
pages, pages, pages.
So Renee, I love this right now because I'm getting Renee's live tweet reactions, and by live
Yeah.
tweets, texts. I'm getting her texts as she's like watching it. And Renee is just like, she's like, Stanley Tucci's in here. We love Stanley Tucci. Like, I'm getting
She
all the
was
play-by-play.
upset shortly into the film.
Yeah. So spoiler
How do
alert. I mean,
how do we
y'all,
handle spoilers?
well,
Can we say them?
they had yes, absolutely.
Okay.
You had the
Okay.
opportunity to watch. We
Okay.
gave you the assignment. We were
Okay.
talking. We're not holding back. We're not holding back. This movie
Okay.
came out in like 2011 as well.
11.
So
Yeah.
you had some time. You had some
Okay.
time. So Stanley Tucci is the guy who creates the super soldier serum for
Right.
our Steve Rogers, played by
Right.
Chris Evans here.
Mhm.
And yes, so the whole entire premise of this movie is that the Red Skull, okay, this is a cute picture of Chris
This is a very
Evans here.
cute
Thank
picture of
you.
Chris Evans, and we appreciate it. Yep.
But the whole entire premise is I the Red Skull Hydra is a splinter cell of the Nazis, and that they're
That's
looking
true.
for this thing called the Tesseract, and the Tesseract is it's hinted that Odin, who's the Thor's father, has hidden the Tesseract here on Earth, and the Tesseract has all this unlimited power. What is it? We're not really sure. It gives all this different energy, and they need for us Americans to be able to win the war. We need these super soldiers, and so they give Steve Rogers the super soldier serum. He becomes essentially Captain America, but the guy who creates it gets shot, and it's Stanley Tucci
Nice.
who makes it. Um, Fun fact though, Renee, if I can get
Mhm.
you to watch Marvel's What If, Haley Atwell, who plays Agent Carter,
Okay.
who ended up having a spin-off series,
Okay.
Haley Atwell, Agent Carter, in the Marvel What If series, which goes into the multiverse, and the
Right.
What If series, she takes the super soldier
Yeah.
serum and becomes Captain Carter.
Well, because Haley. So they were shooting. So the guy
Uh-huh.
got the serum and they ran away. And then shooting, I like had a perfect shot every time. And then Captain America took her down because he didn't quite understand his power at that point. Does she not become a superhero later?
So in a spin-off series, so in an alternate universe, they might bring her into the main universe. She does get her own spin-off series
That's
called
not
Agent
enough.
Carter. I know, I
That's not
know. She's
enough.
great, but to your point, in
Yeah.
the What If series, I think you should
Mhm.
watch that first episode. We'll get there. I'll see if I can get you
Okay.
to watch
All
it.
right. No,
It
I mean,
is in the
I'm hooked.
timeline.
I'm
Okay,
in. I
because
also had
here's the
forgot.
thing,
Yeah. Mhm.
you'll appreciate the Marvel What If series because by the time you get to the Marvel What If series, it
Right.
takes different alternate versions of all of your superheroes and does like a remix version of them, so you get to
That's
see
fun.
them doing fun things. So I think you'll
That's
like it. The
very
Captain
fun.
Carter episode's great.
I love it. So when back to Stanley Tucci. So the reason, are you going to get into this? I was just so touched at how Chris Evans was chosen. It made me very. It
Mm,
touched my little heart. Are you going to talk about it, or do you
well,
want
yeah,
Renee's vague takeaways?
I want Renee's vague takeaways, please.
So it was just so sweet. And the notion of like, God, wouldn't that be great? Is that so the serum, what it does is it increases everything about you. So if you're a good person, it'll make you better, but in all ways. It'll make your muscles stronger, but it'll make your heart stronger. It'll make your compassion stronger. It'll make your empathy stronger. And that's why he was chosen, is because he was such a good little dude. At one point when he was in the army training, there was a grenade and he sat on it so that no one
He
else would get blown
did.
up.
Oh,
Turns out it
he
was a fake.
didn't. To be fair, he didn't sit on it. When there is a grenade that like they take up the pin, to
Right.
be a good, you know, team player, you
Right.
put yourself over that grenade so no
Yeah.
one gets on. He more so like he didn't like sit
You're right.
on
I'm
it.
gonna
It's like you're
conflate that
laying an
with
egg.
Horton Here's a Who and the elephant. I am getting him a little mixed. You're right.
Fair.
But I loved
But
it. Yes.
you also have Hugo Weaving, who played the Red Skull. Now, Renee, the Red
Yeah.
Skull is
I
Captain
didn't like
America's
him.
biggest arch nemesis.
I didn't like
Hugo
him.
Weaving, Hugo Weaving, who plays the Red Skull, who also had
Mhm.
like a failed version of the superhero of the super soldier serum.
Right.
Hugo Weaving, we've seen him in The Matrix. He's been in Lord of the Rings. He said he would never come back and do a Marvel movie because he hated how long it took them to do the
To
makeup.
be in the makeup. I don't blame him. I don't blame
He
him.
hated it.
Yeah.
But
You know,
it
and
doesn't
you
take that
could
long
pick up on
now.
that based off his performance.
He did not
He
want
had
to
a
be
bad
there.
attitude.
Didn't want
No.
to be there. Didn't want to be there. But it's so unfortunate because the Red Skull is one of the most popular villains in the Marvel universe, especially for
Yeah.
Captain America. But
They
with
can't
technology,
CGI that? I feel like they can put
well,
little dots
just
on his face, and then
they
he doesn't have to
figured
wear the makeup.
they have figured it out. They have figured out.
Okay.
With Paul Bettany, who plays Vision, they don't have to do as much stuff. They kind of
Right.
just do a little the dot stuff. But it was
Okay.
2011. It was a different time. I mean, they had to
It
sit him in the
sure
chair to
was.
do hours of
Okay.
makeup.
Bless his heart.
Renee, I
Yes.
have a question for you in the Get On
Yes.
Up purse.
Okay.
Would you be willing to take a Captain America First Avenger quiz?
If it involves you telling me how Chris Evans changed his body at some point. At some point. You just have
We'll
to
do it
explain to me
now.
how they did
We'll
that.
do it now.
Okay.
So Renee, one of the tweets that Renee sends to me, or text messages, I should say, she goes, how did Chris Evans's body? How did they do it? And I'm just like, oh, bless. This is so cute.
Get
So
ready.
I tell Renee, Renee, they took 3 years to shoot the movie. They did like, they had him really, really skinny and he lost all this weight. And then they had him like really work out and bulk out. And Renee's like, I am losing my mind here. It was CGI, Renee. It was just,
I
they
knew it.
CGI'd
Because they
his
might have
head
been taller
onto-
too. I knew it. I knew it. And you can
But they
also
do
tell
a-
like the frame of his, from personal training stance. I'm like, that cannot change into that. That's not possible. Honestly, a little bit of a beef with the Marvel Universe. Do they explain that at the end? Is that in the end credits of like, just kidding. Don't try this at home. You cannot do this. I hope so.
Because all these kids at home will be trying this.
Yeah.
They do not. I'm sorry to say. But I will say, that movie's like over 10 years old, and they do
Right.
do a pretty good job of they do a really good job of the CGI. It looks really good. I think it still looks pretty good.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the point where I'm
Yeah.
texting you how'd they do that.
But when he comes out, and this is back in the days when Marvel, like there's always, like in the early days of Marvel, there's always the shirtless, muscly, even Paul Rudd has
Wait, that
one,
goes away?
Eventually,
Why would
like,
they do away with
yeah.
such a thing? I'm going to write a note. Hold on. I'm going to write, Dear Marvel, please bring back the muscles. Thank you. Love, Renee. Okay.
Fair.
Why'd
Okay.
they do away with it? Sorry.
I just
I
realized they didn't need to have to keep making these guys work out a bunch and then take their shirts off for like that one camera, sweaty, slow motion. But Chris Pratt had one. Kumail Nanjiani, you'll see in Eternals, worked out so much, had a transformation, and we were expecting he was going to be the shot. You'll see in Eternals. I'm going to spoil it now. He does not take. There's no shirtless. There's no moment. He did it for his own fun.
Lovingly, what they have done to women for decades and centuries in requiring them to wear their corsets and their diets and to not eat at all. And Ally McBeal,
No.
payback's a beep, beep, beep.
I know.
Beep,
You're
beep,
right.
beep,
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And to this
Get
point
those
too, I will
muscles.
say this is so for those of you, Sophia and Marley, who've or Molly, who've just joined, and Michael as well, we're doing our Marvel movie Monday review, even though it's Tuesday, but we weren't here yesterday. But we're doing the entire Marvel canon in timeline order because Renee's never seen them all, and I was like, "Hello, let's do it." And Tim has a good point. Maybe now that if Disney owns them, they maybe tamed it down a little bit.
Though I did notice when they were, because they were filming, you know what I'm also thinking is that you and I need to have a pre-talk before we get, because this will go for 3 hours with my like, but what about, what about? So I will waste your time with that later. I do have one more thing to say about the war sequences. They don't show blood.
Yeah,
not a lot. Not a lot.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that's a
Renee's
PG
like,
warning.
bring on the blood. It's PG-13. Wow, that's why you like your bloody Batman a little bit, huh? And two, this is the days. Hello, Sophia. We are great. How are you? Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Have you seen Captain America: The First Avenger? We're reviewing it, and we're about to do our Captain America: First Avenger quiz. Last thing I want to say is this is earlier on in the Marvel series where they this is how wild things have changed. This is still in the time where they don't know what to do with women and they have she's strong, but to your point, she's not quite a hero on her own, which is why I like watching it in this order. The next big film up is going to be next week. We'll be doing Captain Marvel because in timeline order, so we can get some women in the mix. Otherwise, it's just a giant sausage fest. Yeah, Brie Larson, and you'll see in the newer Marvel movies like the Eternals, half the cast or half the heroes are women. Even Shang-Chi, there's strong female characters. They finally, and I'll tell you why as we go on this adventure of why this finally happened, but there was some dude at the top that was like, nobody wants to see female heroes, and they were wrong. Because Captain America and Captain Marvel made like $1.1 billion, and this Captain America: First Avenger did not. So
how about that? And then the agent that I like so much that had the straight shot. What's that spinoff that I want to watch?
Agent Carter. We'll get there. It's in timeline order. It's in timeline order. It's in timeline order. In fact, I'll tell you in a minute. Let's take this quiz. So Renee, click this button. We both are going to take this quiz individually. Renee, we're going to take this quiz individually. And then Sarah's going to drive for you, the audience. So you, the audience, you'll take a guess, and Sarah will guess for you. Renee and I are going to take it separately. So we're all taking these quizzes. This is quizzing us on Renee didn't know there was a pop quiz, and I appreciate that you're so excited about it.
Happy to do it. Exactly.
All right,
I'm still gonna fail, but yes. Okay, keep going.
The first question is, what's the first line of the movie for Captain America: First Avenger? The answer is you have 4 options. The Tesseract has awakened. How bad is it, sir? What's the problem? The Tesseract is ready. Let's see. So we're all gonna we'll get on uppers. Feel free to chime on in. I'm gonna make my own guess over here. Don't really remember.
I love this. Yeah, this is very exciting.
We've got a hello. We got a hello from Sophia, from Allie. Look at the get on uppers as Renee and I take this quiz. They'll just talk amongst themselves.
Very excited.
I got the answer wrong. I thought it was how bad is it, sir? The answer is the Tesseract has awakened.
Tesseract has awakened. And I did get it right, but I also watched it 9 hours ago. So
I watched it 12 hours ago. Okay. So all right.
Well, but I'm also wondering this so that get on numbers can play. We'll say what the answers are. We'll say what we think it is, and then we'll reveal so that it's more participatory. Is that a fun way to do that?
Perfect. Yep. We'll do it. All right. Okay. And look, Finian just joined. We're playing a Marvel quiz. We just watched Captain America's: The First Avenger this past weekend, and we're taking a quiz to see how well we know it. All right, next question. Yes. Who is the first recognizable character we see the face of? You have answers of Nick Fury, Loki, Tony Stark, Agent Coulson, Maria Hill, and Pepper Potts. Gosh, I did just watch this movie, and good
Which one could
gosh.
it be?
Oh man, is it Agent Coulson? It can't be in the first one. Oh man, it's not Maria Hill. Which movie
Yeah.
is this? Captain
This is
America.
right. The first one. You got it. It's Agent
Oh,
Coulson. Yeah, you remember.
correct on the first. Oh, you know what, everybody?
Yeah.
This is the wrong quiz for this movie.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Don't worry
This
about it.
is
Don't worry about
for
it.
the Avengers movie. This is for the actual Avengers movie.
Oh,
So
okay.
we'll have to put
No
a pause. I
problem.
totally just
You know what? I
dropped
think
the
it
ball on
works
this one.
well.
Oh
I think it works well.
man.
Can I quiz you with
Oh
questions that
yeah.
I have? Okay.
You can,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right.
And Doug just said, I don't know any of that stuff. Don't worry, Doug. Neither did we
Don't
because it
worry,
was on
Doug.
the wrong
Neither
movie.
do we. Don't worry about it. But Doug, I will be coming back
Failure.
with some follow-up questions, and they all involve this new agent. That's not true. Is there any way Stanley Tucci comes back? Is there any sort of serum that he comes back ever?
Not so far. Not so far.
Okay.
Oh, he will reappear in the Marvel What If series. Because again, the What If series is going into different directions in the multiverse. What
really
happened?
like that.
He'll be back. He will be back. The What If series is kind of like the Marvel Twilight Zone. Like, what if
Okay.
this?
Whose idea was it to do the what if? Because that's very smart. I think other popular franchises should do that. I mean, I guess that's how fan fiction happens, but yeah.
It's 100%. It's actually a comic book series. They used to run this Marvel Comics What If series where it's like, what if what if everyone was a zombie? There's like
Right.
all kinds of different why? Because it just was more fun to kind of imagine what if something different were
What if that
happening.
happens?
So, yeah.
And then this is a very general question, but so again, I'm obsessed with Stanley Tucci. I love him so much. He is my absolute favorite. So
all your questions are about
it's all
Stanley
Tucci
Tucci
based. Yes. But it's a broader question, but I want to tell the joke first. So it is the day before Captain America becomes Captain America. And Stanley Tucci does a cute little joke. Good morning. I think he's hanging out. Oh, it's tugboat time.
Tugboat time. Tugboat Tuesday. Tugboat Tuesday.
We love
It's tugboat time.
So happy. He genuinely loves Kate, his camp counselor, more than me, and it's okay. And it's all right. I would too.
No,
it's very sweet.
It's similar to like when because he's always around you. He's always around you.
Sure.
It's
yeah. So he's had
always
enough.
around you.
Sorry.
That's all.
Well, that's very kind of you. He's trying to present Kate with my shoes. He's trying to give my shoes away. I was like, well, Kate should probably have them. The sweetest. Okay, so and so they're having a little toast of just like, hey, here's to winning the war. And then so he pours him a drink, and then he takes his drink away. He's like, you have a procedure tomorrow. You can't drink before. And the drink's a shot. Great, hilarious. We love it so much. How did Marvel get so funny compared to DC? Who decided, oh, actually, this is going to be enjoyable for people who maybe don't know the characters that well? Like, it'll just be general comedy that's fun.
I think that's just Kevin Feige's sort of where he likes to do with this thing. It's got to be funny as well. And I think to your point, DC's got a much more darker version, and people like the funny. People like it. Okay. Goodbye, Sophia. We'll see you later. Thank you for checking in. We appreciate you for checking in.
For being here.
You've got homework for next week. Remember, it's Captain Marvel is the next one that we're going to be checking into. And Tim brought up a really good point. Maybe they'll make a Stanley Tucci verse. Maybe they'll be.
Oh, what I would give.
I had no idea what a diehard you were for Stanley Tucci on Tuesday.
Tucci. I was over the moon to see such a thing. Wait, hold on. I have one more question.
Yes.
But now, oh wait, yeah, okay. And this was sort of in the history of like Marvel. Sorry, it's also Trash Tuesday. It's Tugboat Tuesday. It's Trash Tuesday. All the things.
Tuesday.
So the opening credits go, and Paramount made it. But now it's on Disney Plus. So what does it look like rights-wise for Paramount to have made the movie, but now Disney owns it? How did they
Right. Well, again, this is
justify that?
early on before Marvel Studios had really gotten really revved up as their own
Right.
studio. They were looking for other partner studios to help partner with them on it.
Right.
But now Disney, now they're collecting it all back. They're getting it all back. Yeah, they
Got
have
it.
it.
Okay, so they're just
Mhm.
buying it off of them, and they're like,
Yep.
"Well,
Yep. Yep.
yeah, there's no reason for us to hold on to it because we'd rather get the money." Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
Jam, can I tell you that I genuinely enjoyed myself? You even were just like, "It's not the best of all the Marvel." Can I say that?
It's
Can I say that?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not the best. I told
Okay.
Renee, I said, "Renee," because I was watching it, and I was thinking, like, I don't know if Renee is gonna enjoy this. To be fair, I was multitasking while watching this movie
Sure.
for the 4th
Of
time.
course.
I
Yeah.
cleaned out a drawer, I was prepping for today's show,
Of
and I had
course.
it on in the
Yeah.
background.
Yeah.
But I've also seen it 4 times, right? And I just was thinking, I don't know
Yeah.
if Renee's gonna like this. So I
This is
appreciate if you're already in, then great.
right.
It's
Okay.
not there is a couple more that are gonna be worse than this,
Right.
but it'll be fun. I think because you've never seen them before, you'll be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay, I'm taking this all in.
Okay,
It's
that's
new
good. No,
information."
I'm reminded the only time I've ever seen a Marvel movie is because I was dating somebody obsessed with it. But I am now remembering that it's like, oh no, these are genuinely fun.
It's
They're good
fun.
movies.
Fun
I don't watch them on
time.
my own, but they're fun. I have a good time with them.
Now you've got me and the Get On Uppers
I
to
sure
watch
do.
it.
I sure
Tim's got a
do.
hot take. I think this movie was a rush job to get Captain America into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Tim, you're not wrong because they released this movie a year before the Avengers movie. He was the last one to get introduced, and they had to get it going. And who
Oh,
directed this?
interesting.
Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson was not brought back to do another one. And I will say, the next Captain America, Winter Soldier, which
Right.
is like 10 movies from now,
Okay.
is one of my favorites. It is one of my favorite
Okay.
Marvel movies, The Winter Soldier. It's so good. It's like a spy thriller. It's just they
Yeah.
take it in a different direction. Um, it's really good. It's one of my
I
favorites.
love it. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm having the best time with this. Thank you for watching it for the 4th time. I appreciate it. This is fun.
And next
I'm
week
having fun.
it's Captain Marvel. Now, in between, if you will want to do extra credit and you have Disney Plus, they put all of the content in timeline order. And technically, there's a little Marvel one shoot. It's like a 10-minute like mini film
Okay.
starring Agent Carter, Haley
Yep.
Atwell going
Of
on
course
a
I'm gonna watch that.
mission. It's just a little 10 minutes. So if you want to do a little extra credit, you can do that as well. But the next movie is going to be Captain Marvel, which is one of my
Great.
favorites because
I love it. I can't.
she's
I didn't
powerful.
see that one, and I wanted to. And I love Brie Larson almost as much as I
She's
love Stanley
great.
Tucci.
She's
So it's gonna be great.
great. Oh, well,
It's
there
going
you
to be
go.
great.
Spoiler alert, she does not die, so you'll be enjoying it.
The best news. The best news. Jam, you were right to say, oh gosh, this is going so fast because we now have mere minutes to go over Giving Tuesday, who we want to celebrate today, and Giving Tuesday to wrap up the show. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go first. So
Okay.
it's Giving Tuesday, and if you all have organizations that we should be giving to and acknowledging today, shout them out there into the device. Jerry,
Please.
welcome. Help us celebrate Giving Tuesday. It is the time. So I'm going to give a shout out to the Equal Justice Initiative (EGI). It was founded in 1989 by public interest lawyer Brian Stevenson, and they work to remedy problems of mass incarceration. Their approach is in the courtrooms providing expert representation to those who have been illegally convicted, unfairly sentenced, or abused in state jails and prisons. So there's just our system is not perfect. Our justice system is not perfect. A lot of times people end up in prison and haven't even had a fair trial, which is not in line with what I think our system was meant to be. So the Equal Justice Initiative, we would hate it for anybody could end up in a situation. You just never know how things end up happening, and you would hope there was someone who was fighting for you. So the Equal Justice Initiative, hop on over to the website, give them $25 and support their work.
I love it. I love it. I love it so much. On part with that, there's an organization called Black Women for Wellness. It's based here in Los Angeles, and it's great. The exact same thing is that, unfortunately, we do not have equality when it comes to not only wellness, but information about wellness. For Black Women for Wellness aims to expand healthcare access. And this is something that we don't talk about, but we really messed up a while ago to reduce toxic hair chemicals that are prevalent in the community. That's created a lot of wellness problems. And basically just to create political advocacy and beyond. But Black Women for Wellness is great. They're just getting started. They're a fairly new organization. So if you want to head over there and help them out a little bit, it'd be great. Great. They're doing great stuff over there.
I love that, especially too, because Renee, like so much in the Black community, not all, but a lot of the folks in the Black community, very reliant on the church, which can be absolutely great, but it can't solve necessarily all the problems. So sometimes you need like meditation and therapy and all these different other things, yoga, all these other different things. And I do want to shout out that Stacey did shout out that today is also Taco Tuesday, which might be my treat myself Tuesday for today.
Also me. You never know. I don't know where we're going to dinner, but if there's a taco, I'm gonna get it. I'm going to get it. Jam, can you confirm?
Yes, I was gonna say it might even be a right with a Malotely. I was trying to write with Chipotle. Are you gonna go to Chipotle today? Is that what's happening?
Maybe we'll see. I'm going out to dinner with my friend Veronica, and I am heavily pushing for us to go to Chipotle. But I feel like we're probably gonna go to a restaurant.
Fair. Yeah.
Jam. I've heard a rumor, and I'm wondering if you can confirm that we will be back again tomorrow.
Oh yeah, the rumors are true. This just in, we will be back tomorrow, contrary to no popular to believe. We're gonna be back tomorrow. Absolutely. So tomorrow is Wednesday, no longer 2/2 Tuesday, but it is 2/23/22. Still a palindrome. It's still a palindrome, actually. So if you didn't get your wedding for today, tomorrow, another chance. So we will be kicking off our morning jam of the week. Y'all think about, what is the morning jam? We're going to want to hear from you. What is your morning jam? We'll be having a celebrity birthday quiz, so you can Google some facts about celebrities born tomorrow. What we're going to do. We have our Black History Month moment coming at you for tomorrow. It's What Would You Do Wednesday. We're also going to be looking at the news that has potential. We're going to play Wildin' or Working It, looking at people in the news and things that might be wildin' or are they working it. You're going to tell us. And we will close out tomorrow with a little bit of Wednesday wisdom and what are you watching?
I can't wait. It's going to be great. And if you want to keep here on Backchannel to watch more programming, we have great stuff the rest of the day. Anthony Davis is next. Followed by that is your pal Hal. And we'll end the day with Mario Smith. So lots of great stuff coming for you right here on Backchannel.
Absolutely. And don't forget, we love to hear from you. If you haven't done so, please leave a review. Go to www.backchannel.tv, tap that leave a review button and tell the world how much you love the show. It'll help others to find it as well. And we'll just keep us going here. So feedback is a gift. We can't wait to hear all the lovely things you have to say. Even Greg says yes. And Stacey said, Renee, have a taco for me. So big thank you to Gliss, Amanda, Deborah McIntosh, Verona, Chandler, Sunny, Bella, Nathan, and sometimes TC, Jennifer Lopez, Cole, Stacey, Allie, Marley, Molly, Finian, Jerry, and Tim. Thank you so much for watching. Get on up. And James Arthur.
I'm Renee Colbert, and you just
got
peaches.